Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's still ETF2L Season 40. However, the weeks are going by fairly quickly. We're at week 4 now. Got the first week 4 game coming up here. We've got TCM, also known as the Toilet Cleaner Masters, the Polish team. We're going to call them the Poles pretty much the whole time. Against the League of Shadows. My name is Wandum. We've got Just Jazz coming in clutch production all the way from across the pond. And then DuMmTm is unfortunately here as well to talk a lot about TF2, I think. I hope.
Yeah, it's quite sad that we have two Germans here, but it is what it is.
Yep. So this game is a week 4 game. We're going to be seeing Clear Cut, which not yet, because apparently we get to play the old, boring, old-fashioned Snake Water first. A little bit more standard.
It's like slightly changed Snake, right? The spawn time one last got like changed a little bit for the pushing team, which is generous, I think. It's not going to hugely change how the map's played, but it helps getting out, I guess.
I can guarantee there will be very little difference. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and tell you that
nothing, right?
Nothing has changed. It's still Snake Water. Everything's fine.
Oh yeah, I mean,
before chaos happens, we have to look at a map that they play over in what is it called, America? Ooh,
never heard of the place.
Oh god, never mind. So, looking at this matchup this week, we had 2 teams implode over the course of like 2 days. Suddenly there's only 6 teams in Prem.
Yeah, it's a very funny situation here. I mean, the long and short story is that Happy Meat just kind of committed stop carrying, and Garda and Terry all simultaneously got grounded. It's basically the real story for sure what happened.
Yep.
And after all but Mankey and Vicky all got grounded and couldn't play after 21 anymore, I mean, they couldn't compete. They tried to let Connor take over, but that didn't work out either because, I mean, I don't know, anyone's guess really what could have happened there. Big shoutouts to Impo, who got baited into using the Nuno profile picture for 2 days and then the team died.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite the unfortunate story there for them. But at the end of the day, the rest of Prem is still here, wants to play. And from what we've seen, already had some really close games all around here, the polls and League of Shadows included here. And if you told me anyone wins this game, I would believe you either way here. I would still favor League of Shadows, I think, a little bit here, but in the end, I'm expecting a pretty good match out of this.
I am too, especially with Clear Cut being thrown in and sort of a little bit of a wrench into things. Anything could happen on Clear Cut. It's a Koth map, which we already know is leads to wild results. On top of that, it's a new Koth map we aren't used to playing in Europe. So, I mean, anything goes on that map. Also, you just look at the tables, right? They're right next to each other pretty much. I will say that League of Shadows, I do believe, have had a little bit stronger schedule so far. They've had to play slightly like harder teams. The Poles are also a little bit behind in the points, but it's minimal. I think these guys are pretty much competing for the same sort of 4th, 3rd slot in the playoffs. And this is a good start to it. Everyone wants to be on the red team, apparently. This is crucial beginnings.
Okay, so Grabber played this current version of Click a total of 7 times in his life. 3 times of which in this past week. So they're ready, I think.
Yep. I mean, they did come into their week 1 matchup not having scrimmed besides the pre-match scrim they played.
In like 3 months, yeah.
Yeah, so they just hadn't played TF2.
And they just got it like that. Imagine like just being able to roll up to Prem, not having scrimmed at all, and you still get wins.
Yep.
Must be nice.
To be fair, they did play one of the sort of what we expect to be the bottom tier team.
Well, they made for a good game. That's all that counts here, right? Looks like they resolved the team color issues without having to have a fist fight, which is remarkable. And it even ended in the brain-friendly solution of Poland on the red team, which is, I think, very good.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. Like, depending on where you're from, you just have to play on a certain color. Last night on your stream, we watched Sweden play, and of course they have to be on the blue team. Every single Danish mix has to be on the red team. Fortunately, just how it goes in Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, it's gonna be strange here for sure.
Yeah, I cannot imagine the Poles on the blue team, to be completely honest. I feel like it's also just a little bit of a mind game.
Okay, but what if it's Poland against Denmark?
That's when you have the heavy fist fight. Once again,
true.
I mean, it's
the
about
most
having
prestigious
dominance.
rule in the league. It's really funny that that's like actually a written rule that we have.
Yeah.
What happens if someone demands to be a certain color on the heavy fist fight? That is, I think, a loophole that needs to be abused.
Hey, Oshi, I hope you're in chat right now, listening to this. Even though you're not an admin, you're the only one in my heart.
Alright, they're ready for it. Oh, I already see pre-game heavies here. I really hope we see in-game heavies as well. Poles tried a little bit here. I would not be... Honestly, yes, last time I've seen a heavy on this map, it got disastrously destroyed.
Yeah.
That was like the other day in Div 1, so after that whole debacle where heavy to me just did the opposite of what intended, which is stopping people from walking forward, maybe we can see a fresh wind of people actually doing things right here with the heavy class for a change. Would be very nice. I haven't seen too much of that in recent memory, and certainly would be a nice change of pace here. But at the end of the day, I doubt we see it a lot, and we certainly shouldn't see it like right from the get-go here. It's something do you just want to pull out, I think, when you want to like put a wrench into your enemy's plans of just having free momentum, maybe?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't pass it players like Wandum. We saw him previously as well. Just pull out everything randomly. He could play like every single class the whole game, and unfortunately, especially in the week 1 matchup, Auto just kind of had a rough time about it. Suddenly, there's just a spy when you don't expect it to. There's a sniper in forwards. Or there's just a heavy randomly. You're like, okay, why is he around the corner? Wandum gunning for off-class of the season by not just being the sniper of the season, which I think is an admirable pursuit. When you can't play soldier, just play something else.
Just get more hit scan, right?
Yep.
That's the secret. They banned the market garden, so you just, instead of becoming the projectile, you just get more hit scan on your team. Let's see who can make that work for themselves. See, it's going to be League of Shadows in blue, TCM in the red here. For some important points, 2 teams really close on the table still, but a win here could put them well apart, well up high, and on the table here for a very good spot at playoffs chances.
Yeah, this is a very important matchup. We're on the mid-fight already here. Both demos just kind of exchanging spam a little bit. They're not really looking to get all that aggressive immediately. See some blue soldiers coming in there. We go aggression out of the blue side, but it's counted pretty much immediately here. A lot of damage on to the red demo here. Stan is going to stay alive, and that's such a big deal for the Poles. Look at this. The bomb comes out of Troy. Big early damage, and it looks like the League of Shadows finally get the space. They're walking across. Grabber's so low, but he gets the kill onto IOC. No. Unfortunately, Scar just hits a splash rock. And welcome to the soldier class.
Yeah, that just about worked for him here. Stan just has to walk out alone. Nothing left standing with him as well. Grabber with a 10-second respawn still after all this time. Lumet already coming up full Uber here in hands already, going into last any moment now. This is going to be so much momentum for League of Shadows here. Such a slow, unassuming start to the mid-fight, but the Poles just trying not to give this up with 1 down. Couldn't get anything started, and you're just a sitting duck eventually once these bombs came in. Really nice one for Troy specifically, I believe, on mid to get things started, and this is not over quite yet. They just have advantage to spare here. Just going to figure out where they want to go in with this. Get some buffs going as well. Everyone nice and healthy into last. Rolling up the shutter, and this push is coming in already.
Yeah, the push is coming in. They have to deal with the sentry gun, the spam being shot across. And now there's very early point presence. This heavy's there, but he's not on the point. This scout does so much work, but unfortunately, IOC is going to go down. And now you can see the Poles too, but there's no real high ground for the League of Shadows. They're all pretty weak, and there's a heavy up for the Poles. They just have to be careful, but that scout at a flick does so much work, pretty much on his own. And it's a round on the board. Only 2 minutes. Very good stuff out of the League of Shadows.
Flick just makes the demo man miss like 2 pipes standing behind the point, and then just goes in for one last shot on Stan, takes him out. Last man standing on the point here. Such a winnable fight for the Poles, but just clutch it out their last second. Flick takes it home. That's the lead here right away. Nice start already here. Things slow down. It's always nice to have the 1 next to your name when your opponents don't yet. But obviously, mid-fight could put a wrench into plans here immediately. They just can't afford to do someone as quickly here. A little passive start once again here. The bombs come in and just land behind for now.
Oh, the bombs come out. The Poles, they don't actually do that much, but it's such good aggression coming out of the rest of the team, which means that now the League of the Shadows, they're so split up, but there's just an IOC on Grabber. And suddenly, I mean, he's the only one up, but look at the HP on the red side here. It's absolutely abysmal. IOC could totally take the 1v2 here. Just has to be careful, choose his fight properly. Find them one at a time. The health on Bonkers is miserable. 5 HP. He just has to get touched once. But it's a scout in favor right now. It's 50 HP. IOC doesn't quite hit the shot. Very close stuff. They do walk out of this in the end on the Polish side. Look at the Ubers, it's not that big of an advantage.
Here now as well, they're just rolling up quick, they want to take the fight, they know the people on mid will be weak, and if anyone rolls it fast, like Stan does as well, they're not gonna have health either, just easily dispatched off here, and the Poles just fought in, they clear after winning the last exchange there, but there was more on the way already. That's 2 down right now, and that's 2 crucial ones as well. No demo man here, missing so much damage on second. Who cares if you lost the fight on mid, you're just gonna win the second time around with the spawns, having him cap still. Already on the way to second, you're already dealing so much damage. Paparazzi caught between 2 solis, nowhere to go there, out and back to spawn, and once again, this went from mid all the way to last in a matter of seconds here with the silver lining. That Grabber has Uber now, but they're still stuck in such a bad spot now.
They're actually coming in, they're just pushing off this player at Rat, just ended up going down. It might not even be more than a sack onto the medic. It gets one Zook and unfortunately not much else, so Grabber stays alive. And now because Deli sacked in, I mean, you can see the Poles, they want to go forward. A nice sort of push and counterplay. You can see how far back Grabber was as well. Did not want anything to do with it. They're stuck on grass here. The League of Shadow. The Devilman bomb is coming in. Doesn't do that much damage. They have to be careful. Now both Ubers are traded off here. We're gonna have to see immediately. So far it looks like there's just a blue scout and a blue medic. Caught out no man's land here. They're stuck on grass. There's no one to help them. Nice pipe out of stand. Means that 4K is just gonna get taken down. He's all alone. Air shot attempt. Does not quite get the kill onto Grabber, but the demo does. Deli finds him. But it's everyone else. Only Aosti, 19 HP, and even less in a second, all the way down to 10 HP. Oh, wow. Doesn't get taken down.
Pretty nice fight, but the Poles overall, they really just put them in a super uncomfortable spot there. There's nowhere to go once they had them like surrounded with the high ground control on second as well. As little as they might be here, they put themselves on grass like that. It's a little bit more doable to corner them like that. Managed to put through here, unfortunate for Grabber of course, but at the end of the day, it's still not really that much disadvantage here for TCM. So League of Shadows, if they want to do this, have to be incredibly quick, and might be hard for us to see them do that at the moment here. So TCM getting out of a really bad spot there from last back to mid control. Really, really nicely done here. Have a tall order ahead of them still though to bring this one back here. Yes, if this does come down to a stalemate here, just without doing anything fancy, this won't end quite yet. So something needs to happen here. Wandum is currently just checking what's up. Checks off actually for the Medigun as well. They do not want to get crits down, it seems. And they will not. Matt still on Medigun here. Pulls out the sniper instead. Ready for the stalemate net head.
It's going to be a bit difficult for Wandum to approach here. He's going to have to sort of try to edge through grass. But you can see there's already stickies there. Sort of immediate side if he wants to get an aggressive peek going. But it's so hard. There's so much spam coming in. Another angle is he could attempt a hero shot through Shutters, or through Saw rather, as well. But it's going to be hard. I have to see where he finds an angle. So far, it's just peeking onto grass. Does spot out Deli here. It's going to have to be careful. Wonder how long it takes for him to spot out the sniper. I'm pretty sure it has just been called out right there. Now, League of Shadows, they know what they're dealing with. You can see how far back Jorge is. There's pretty much, unless he goes for a hero shot through Saw, it's going to be so hard for Wandum to hit the medic. He's going to have to settle for a different off-class. Whatever that ends up being. Not sure if just a single pick is enough.
Yeah, it's always an awkward middle ground you have to strike here between not playing into the sideline all the time, but also just letting them eat some spam here so they can't just take free space as well. It's tough. The soldiers in this case, Troy primarily, but also Scar on the other end here, just constantly like rotate between the sidelines and just throw damage in, jump back out, try to give them a hard time. He eats so much damage while doing it still, but it's keeping Wandum in check so far. Does not let him just peek for free here as much as they are able to afford at any given time right now. But you really got to be careful here. If they just misstep once, it's going to end pretty badly, pretty quickly here. So far towing the line pretty nicely here right now, but Wandum has not really gone for a really aggressive snipe yet either.
I mean, it's hard, right? Because you go for the aggressive snipe, and it's pretty much one shot, one kill. Like, you have a single attempt to get the kill onto Jorge. And you just look where Jorge's standing right now. It is a hero shot on nothing. But if you just get 2 kills, combining the soldiers here, he's absolute Armageddon and Saw. Suddenly, both scouts are dead for the Poles, and that means they have to be so careful. They're backing off here already. They're on mid. They're gonna have to decide here. They're stuck in no man's land at the moment. Do they want to take the trade? And it looks like they do want to. They elect for the Demo Man solo. But Jorge, he hasn't popped yet. Stan is desperately trying to get the force. He gets it in the end. Wandum getting taken down as well. It's no demo. And no soldier here. This means that League of Shadows, they can't just keep aggressing here. They are going forwards on grass. Poles, they have to keep being careful. It's so scary for them now. Soldiers are coming in, and they're all the way back on balcony. They cannot really fight anything. It's killing to Scar. It's a good start. It's just not enough. There's still no demo here. And League of Shadows are taking everything.
Alright, this works out pretty well here. I was worried that they were too far back once they used themselves on League of Shadows to actually chase anyone down, but the player just lasted for much time there at the end. Got them in here, and in fact, they just want to get this blast as well. All over Stan already. Not working out all too well though. That's all the back of here. Troy traps around. Troy gets Stan as well somehow. Troy just bringing this one back. Just look like a miserable beef there for League of Shadows, but turns out they had the player flanking the entire time. Fast off them with the bunkers, can't really stick the landing on the medic or anywhere else for that matter. Just get out, Wandum not so lucky, will go down here as well. The scouts still pressing W, they need this match to go down, they know they have to, but neither of them, Paparazzi BB, both falling apart in the last few seconds there before they could get any closer to the mat. Will not get this really, really crucial kill here. And once again, this is just like the freest last push of all time. They can pop in at any time. Just need to clean up last 3 players alive right now. And as long as they do it any faster than this one come in, they will just have continuous player at here right now.
Yeah, the scouts are going to come in, but is it really in time? They get the single kill onto the second scout. And now it's just Deli on the point. There's a soldier bomb coming in. There we go. Scar finishes it up. Unfortunately, I feel like the Poles, honestly, they committed so hard for that medic kill. Ended up getting absolutely nothing. Choi getting that first kill onto Grabber, and then the second one to Stan really just sealed the deal for the round. Not necessarily sealed the deal, but definitely opened it up for them. That sack onto last was absolutely miserable. Unfortunately, they saved it. So now, they're up 2-0. It's 10 minutes gone already, 20 minutes left, and I mean, League of Shadows so far, they seem in control here. Once again, it's crucial points for both these teams, looking similar this season. Both of them want to win this game.
Does Grabber eat so much damage? Daddy just sees him walking forward left side, immediately sticks him down. No chance given here. 3 more down and 1 for the swoop. Wandum with the fast in onto the medic still makes up for it a little bit here. That's gonna be the map down at least, but that's all they can really say for themselves here on this mid fight. Just lost Grabber so quickly, immediately spotted with Ellie. Really nice catch there by the blue demo man. Pretty much wins them the mid fight here all by himself, and after a little bit more cleanup as well, even with the mat going down, once again they put the Poles in a really, really bad spot now.
Because Grabber was spawned before anyone else was up, it doesn't even give him any ad at all. Because Jorge spawned a little bit later, but with players at the same time as all of Grabber's players spawned, the Ubers are pretty much dead even. You see there's a slight sort of shift in the advantage, but it's about 5%, which means there's no difference. So, I mean, Ubers are fairly even here, but there's a very aggressive soldier on the side of the League of Shadows. They have to be careful here. Ra's al Ghul has to control his players right now. It's a single kill on Bunkers. Almost Troy there with a nice airshot. Follow-up comes down to Scar. Look at the damage now. The health, the positioning is so weak for the Polish side. They have to be careful here. This soldier of Scar does so much work in behind, and it allows Deli to go forward. But in the meantime, Rad has found players as well. We cannot aggress any further. It's even Ubers still. Both teams gonna have to go back, lick their wounds, and come back in just a second.
That was really clutch there. Stan was not sure what to focus there. He tried to give help with the players behind, but he knew he had to take attention to the demo man up front as well. Just like turn around 10 times, hits pipes onto both the mat and the demo man to stop them going in any further. Now it's them going in as far as they can here for the exchange. You get the block pretty quickly, but they're not going to get out here at all. Danny just stuffs them into the corner, and with some more solid cleanup after that, it's just going to be a complete wipe, absolute disaster for the Polish team.
Troy managed to get in behind on that balcony and just completely destroyed them, set them up in the corner, and then Scar comes in with a follow-up. It's an absolute devastation on the side of the League of Shadows, and there we are, 3-0 up already. It's looking pretty dominant so far. Expecting the Poles to put up a little bit more of a fight here, to be completely honest. Still plenty of time left. So far, they're on the back foot.
It's maybe really the story then is that we just underrated League of Shadows. They're playing a really, really clean game. Midfights are looking good, and just always finding these like things to just immediately have a play ready, right? Just somehow in the exchange is so quick to get a play in behind already. Have a flank already here. Fast bomb coming through as well, trying to get that in, but Bonker's not doing enough. There's already one down. We've seen how this ends up last time on the first midfight round. He do trade out one more, but there's still just Embers down right now.
Yeah, Paparazzi going down there. It's a little bit rough for the Poles now. I mean, they do get the demo. Deli is dead, but the positioning's just not there at all. It's just Grabber running out alone onto lower. They really just didn't get the aggression. The aggression out of the soldier early on. Bunkers was so close to getting that all-important kill into Deli. Had he got that, would have been such a free mid. Fortunately, just not enough. It's now the League of Shadows. They're on second already. They have a 20% ad. I'm not actually sure if they're going to push off this. Maybe they do. Sniper for Wandum. It's going to have to find a big kill here.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes right now. It's gonna need a miracle, and it's not gonna happen if the demo dies early. You will find the pipe, though. Bonkers with the cleanup there. That's one down at least. Troy desperately to get this counter frag, which is just gonna become yet another one for his team as well. If this was sacks, they did not work out too well here. They still have 4 life right now. Let's see how much that matters to the Poles right now. They're already trying to get their position in. Solly jumps behind. Bonkers just on the flank. He's staying with BB as well. They're just trying to put them in an awkward spot right now, surround them a little bit, but pipes are ready. There's the bomb coming in as well, but the fall's already out before Bonkers even does anything from behind.
Yeah, Bunkers comes in behind, does absolutely nothing. Now he's just fighting Deli on second, and without a doubt, demo in this post-super fight. It's so good for the Poles, actually. You can just see they lost so many other players, and they're just on last. It's only 2 of them. They just got split up. No soldier on last just meant that ultimately they could not hold it, and now 4-0 in 14 minutes for Ra's al Ghul and the squad, which is not how I expected this game to go.
Yeah, same. League of Shadows just so casually turned this around as well. They saw two people go behind, knew the spawns were coming, and just figured, okay, well, you have people behind, we just go last, but you have nothing anymore. And it just works out so easily for them, just completely dispatch them here. And not almost halfway through the map, they already have themselves put at map point for map number 1 here on Snakewater. Let's see how this Bloodbit fight goes. If it is the last one, stand on high ground is a decision that is not going well so far.
I mean, they elected to go for it as a little bit more of a passive mid. You can see the amount of damage Stan took pretty much at the beginning of mid. The bomb comes out of Scar. Doesn't do a whole lot. There we go. It's a really nice bomb out of Wandum to get that kill onto Jorge. And now you can see Poland, they want to go back. Poland, TCM have to be careful. Stan has to fight a scout on the low ground. I'm not quite sure if they're talking right now, as the rest of his team has fallen back into choke. There we go. They have this medic advantage. The League of Shadows, their one goal is to get this 4-setter Grabber. Grabber needs to stay alive. Ideally, he does not pop on this mid. They just want to take this mid fight on their own, but look at the positioning. It's so hard. They don't have any players. They're in, and they just have to walk back out, wait for the rest of their players, and now they're in a position where the only way they're realistically getting onto mid is just having to force that Uber. Scar gets taken down, and that's a really nice opening for them.
It's a start here, but there's still 5 more to go right now. They're just try to still make this difficult here, but looks like the Shadows realizes what's happening here. They've lost one already, can't afford to really lose much more here if they don't want to just get put onto last as quickly as possible here. So TCM getting away with this one right now here, but a lot more to go if they want to bring this back. For 2 seconds it goes here already. Don't want to use it even necessarily, but sniper forward, got to be careful about it. But at the moment, League of Shadows will fall back the entire way back through lobby here. Waste a bit of time here. It's not just a clean sweep for TCM all the way through, so they will have Uber on blue as well. That thing is up already. Same with the gun being built right now as well. It's not going to end in disaster any moment yet, but still a bit sketchy here. As much as this is a strong lead, you can't let the Poles get any situation here in their favor right now.
IOST's up on a little bit of a sniper. He's going to have to try to find something here. So far, it's a nice kill onto the soldier and another one onto Wandum as well. Sacks in. Trades his life for that kill onto both soldiers. Both soldiers, honestly, when you're holding last, you take that. It's at least a sack coming out of someone, I assume.
With UC getting caught at the end as well, trying to just get a better angle. Probably not. That's the play basically wasted right there, just taking better position. Unfortunate, not a big deal here. Once again, they have the lead. I was alluding to the 1-0 mark already here, but if the things slow down with you in the lead, that could be a lot worse. It's 4-0 right now. It's where TCM gets desperate. But quite frankly, almost has to start making some like hasty boost right now, as much as you don't like to, because sure, 13 minutes sounds like a lot, but it's gonna escape you very quickly if you can't get much started on this last time. And here, Sniper out of Wandum as well here, tries to pick up the offense here as well, but I mean, just as much as the Sniper's a problem for them here right now, so is the gun, and that thing is just unapproachable for them at the current moment.
I mean, Wandum's back up on the Sniper as well. They're putting a lot of faith onto him here. I mean, the Poles, they're really, time's not in their favor. They have to find something quickly. 4 rounds. 13 minutes, it's a little bit of a tall ask, to be honest. I mean, we saw the League of Shadows kind of end up doing it. But now, I mean, it's a single kill to Troy. They're trading Ubers in lobby here.
They're not
it's a kill to Grabber and Stan.
He just died immediately on entry for this push for blue as well. They're still stuck there a little bit in drop down, but like, it doesn't really matter right now. Maybe it does. Okay, Medic does not get out with this one. They just caught an awkward corner here, but at least they make this a full wipe in here, and that was very, very unfortunate for TCM. Immediately this ends with the Medic dying, starts with the Medic dying, even ends with everyone else going down as well.
Scar just killed, pretty sure, absolutely everyone. As they all just kind of fell into place. They took the Uber, they got all the kills, and now it's a nicely fed soldier there. Scar's going to enjoy that one on his logs. And, I mean, yeah, they get the kill onto Jorge. This kill onto the scout's going to be nice. Exactly want to lose paparazzi just like that. As now, there we go, they're coming back in here. This is so scary. Look at the position. They have to go forward with Stan and Grabber to get caught out by the soldier bomb. They have bunkers in onto Jorge, but he's maybe, he gets the kill onto Jorge just in time. But I mean, still, they trade so many players for Jorge, so now they can't hold middle at all. They have to go back onto second, potentially even onto last right now. BB on this sniper. Gonna have to hit a hero shot at this point.
I mean, if anyone, it might be BB here, but they need more than just one, right? This is still a 4-0 game right now. They need so much more than a single shot at this point. And I don't know if they have that in them right now. Time limit against them here. situation just positioning-wise is against him. They're just trying to rush this in at this point. I can't blame them for going for rush decisions, but they've got to go better than this. Just use the demo right away here. Scott, when we're on the left side, will go that way, but once again, Traitor is out for bonkers, just 4 life each.
I mean, they're just trying to do anything to get the momentum back. It's so difficult for them at the moment. They're feeding in players. We can see the League of Shadows, they're picking them off one by one. Suddenly, I mean, they're just nothing left. They didn't get any position on mid, realistically. They just kind of lost a demo before the fight even began, and at that point, it's so hard for them to fight. They're forced all the way back even further. And not a minute ago, they were pushing last. And now after that trade into lobby, I mean, they just got killed, and now they're stuck on the last. Yes, the Ubers are even, but for how long?
Well, at worst 10 minutes, and then it's immediately game over here. Stan trying to get out of the early already, but needs a lot of damage for it. If Stan can't get through, maybe Bonchu has more luck. We're just going for the force. Once again, not punching at all here. Bostic is staying in. That's what they finally will pull the trigger here as late as humanly possible is when they want to use right now. Very scuffed exchange, just everyone stuck in this doorway here right now. Find some people to point. It's just a scout going in, but as much as it didn't work the round win, they're just getting killed still. One still alive, Scar gets thrown as well, and they're just cleaning up from the rest of the push up on the door and just win this game.
That was really dominant out of League of Shadows. They played that really well, capitalizing on the mistakes of TCM, and unfortunately, especially towards the end, they just didn't really have anything to show for it anymore. They tried to go for these aggressive plays, but after they lost their medic in the demo lobby, everything just kind of fell apart. They kept trying to just do something, but ultimately just doing something ended with them just losing more and more and more, and they lost a round off of it. Really nicely done, very nicely capitalized by the League of Shadows. They take the very dominant 5-0 in 20 minutes on Snakewater.
Yeah, I mean, League of Shadows really made the Poles look like the unpracticed team we joked about them looking like with the little scrims they had here. Just a huge difference in performance here right now for these two teams. League of Shadows just leagues above them here, it seems like right now. I expected a lot closer game here, but no, if someone looks like a playoffs team here, it is going to be League of Shadows at this point, and it's going to be... I mean, if the next map looked anything like this one, it's going to be hard to imagine the Poles can do much better on the map. They certainly have played less.
I think a lot of attention falls onto specifically the Demo Man next map. I mean, Delhi, you can look at the logs, you can see how good of a game. But also, I think even more importantly, look at the soldier logs on the side of League of Shadows. Scar put on an absolute clinic. So much damage. Not that... I mean, it's a lot of damage taken, but compared to some of his contemporaries on the other side, it was just not a good game for a lot of the red side. A lot of the Poles just didn't have that much to show for it. And it looks like, I mean, they just got stumped all over. Now, going to Clearcut, I mean, I think we really just have to put a little bit more focus onto Stan. We know that he's a really, really good player. I think if there's a map to show it on, it's probably Clearcut.
Well, the Solly difference will probably just show even more, I think, on Clearcut. It's like the first time the Koth map looked like approachable for Solis. I mean, you will still die, but you will do a lot doing it more often than not as well. And Scar and Troy can have the same impact as last map, and they're going to be all over them here the entire time right now. Even just the mid-fights, for comparison, were just so much better for League of Shadows. They won every single one last map, and it just showed in performance as well on the mid-fights as well. They look like they had a plan the entire time, and anything the Poles were doing instead just got utterly predicted. And more fights like this will just favor League of Shadows, I think.
Probably. I mean, it's definitely... Once again, it's a Koth map, right? Dumb. I'm supposed to be the one that's biased against the Poles. Why are you doing this to me, Dumb? I'm supposed to be the negative Nancy for the Poles. And now, here I am saying that it's clear-cut, anything can happen, because we've never played this Koth map before. It's the first official Prem game.
You're clearly also the one biased towards clear-cut here.
Maybe I just don't like clear-cut.
That would be crazy. How could you say that?
I don't know. I'm a sheltered European that doesn't like anything that isn't CP Badlands or CP Gullywash or CP Snakewater. My professional opinion is we should be playing Badlands right now.
Then maybe so, but that's not... You don't always get what you want.
Nope.
This broadcast is brought to you by admins deciding we play clear-cut.
Shout out to the ETF2L admin. Love you to death. Imagine paying for a league.
Could be me. Well, it makes it all easier to just decide to stop playing mid-season, I guess, if you're in Prem.
Yep, true. I mean, it is what it is. drawbacks.
Although it would be funnier if they dropped mid-season, if they paid like $100 for it. To be fair.
I mean, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we live in a world where Europeans get to laugh at North Americans for having to pay to play TF2.
Yeah, it is society, as they say.
Yep.
In the famous Nolan movie Batman. Which is where League of Shadows originated, obviously.
Yeah, that's where Ra's al Ghul is from. He's from...
And after ransacking London or whatever he said, it looks like Krakow's next. Because...
It's a little bit of a change of scenery. Have you been to Krakow?
No.
Shockingly, alcohol is very cheap in Krakow. I didn't know if you knew this.
I did know that,
it's
actually.
Very cheap. Disturbingly cheap. Everything's cheap in Krakow, actually. Maybe if you're from Poland and you're like, you might go like, oh, Krakow's an expensive city. But I feel like I'm from Denmark. Everything here is expensive compared to anywhere else on Earth, besides like Norway. Because Norway is terrifying. My pro tip: don't go to Norway.
Damn.
Unless you want to, then go to Norway. Just don't go to Sweden.
What if the people are already in Norway?
Sucks to be them.
Damn.
I mean, at least it's not
like
Sweden,
that.
right?
Also true. That's factually correct.
Yep. So, how do we bring this back to the game of ClickUp we're definitely about to watch?
You know who is also Swedish? A guy who also played on the Polish team, that's Bivan. And then, I don't know how to use that way that back to the Poles. I tried.
Yeah, the Poles are going to have to do something big. They got absolutely
Maybe they should get Bivan in to just snipe this map, to be honest. Maybe that's a secret solution.
But I feel like the sniper is not that good on this map. There aren't that many good sightlines.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward. Like, you have a sightline once people start approaching a lot more. And that's kind of not a position you ever in on product, right?
Yeah.
Like, people just, like, have to exist when you have a sightline on them on product. Here, yeah, they have to actually come your way a lot more, or you have to come their way a lot more, which is just miserable. So you can do it, and if you're going to sniper, it will still work when you give them the chance, but you will just have less chances overall. And that's really the crux of the issue, right?
Yep.
Alright, let's see who will come out on top here. League of Shadows with a very dominant performance, win 5-0 in barely half the time needed. It took them here 40 minutes, took them 15 about to take map 1. Really, really strong showing here by the team in blue. TCM needs a huge comeback, needs to come true to the name here if they want to have any chance of points to.
They're going to have to clear up. So far, it's a very nice start with a kill into Delhi. Another one with a flick. Stan gets taken down by Iosti in the meantime, but that is just completely over mid for the side of the League of Shadows. Troy tries to get on to grab her, gets cleaned up by the scouts, and there we go. It's even out, but one team has firm control of the midpoint. So far, it's a good start for the Poles. Now, the aggression is going to come back out of the League of Shadows. We're going to have to see if they can find anything to soldier into the bunker. Wanzu immediately taken down by Iosti, and now, with one soldier dead, I think maybe Ra's al Ghul wants to go forwards.
Yeah, they're just all over the pond already, and it's just like asking the question if you want to approach from the pole. They say yes. Very awkward numbers for this beginning already here. 2 down still, and can't be staying with this. So much damage already delivered by Delhi here. Grab a clean up. It's complete high control by Troy. Cleans him up from up top there. Somehow BB got flung in the sky there. Has got time to keep Troy down as well, but falls to death even away. It's going to be a bit of an awkward end to the fight here. Just losing players that quickly is never a good start as well, and just way too far in so that the exchange utterly predicted there. Will just take them out, point back to League of Shadows. It is infinite amounts more mid-wins here for TCM already this map than last map, but
yeah.
If the number at the end still to 0, then it's going to be tough here if they can't come back from this.
So far, Delhi's doing so much work on this left side area. You can see there's a lot of damage on the stand. It drops so low, but Wanzu just finds a kill onto Jorge, and all of a sudden, I mean, the Poles, they take this every day of the week. It's more and more kills to the side of the League of Shadows. They're all just going to go down. Yes, they get the kill onto Stan. It's a nice headshot by Delhi. He gets shot up into the air by Troy, and Delhi follows him up, and he gets absolutely turbo slammed.
Must be nice is all I can say about that one. Delay the cap here as long as they can on the Polish side. Never mind, they beef it. They were doing it as well, and they somehow messed it up anyway. Just went on point too soon here. Grabber gets the slow spawn. It is not the biggest super disadvantage extra they get, but it's still a super disadvantage. You can't really afford to have right now. still off the point, still don't have heals most importantly, and League of Shadows can just walk in after this misplay here. TCM just throws themselves on the point here as quick as they can. They want to just use maybe the cockiness of League of Shadows to just walk in on this, say freely, but it's just gonna end in a bit of a messy fight right now. But they're getting people isolated, everyone's stuck on the path. Clean up Troy and right, while the rest of the team leaves on left, and the rest of the team, in this case, is little more than Flick and the medic. And that's not gonna win this fight at all. Somehow, they made this complete misplay just become a huge bait for their opponents and just tell them, hey, please go point, we don't have heals, and just bomb them right away.
Yeah, we've had finer moments in Prem. I mean, Jorge does have a little bit of an advantage. It's 20%. Uber gets popped out pretty much immediately. They have to find the counter grabber immediately as well. There's a lot of damage in there. We go. It's an absolute crunch from the League of Shadows. There's a Wandum. There's a lot of players. There's a kill onto Jorge, actually. Stan finds him. But if everyone else is dead, look at the HP on the blue side. It's very small.
That is not even 300 between 4 players.
Yeah, that's absolutely nothing.
Oh, look at that. They're also trying to delay, and this time it actually works. Do not let Daddy take the L on this one here. Swans up with Jorge, have the Uber build as soon as they can here. TCM getting last few players up as well. As we've seen, crucial last second kill on the medic as well. Made sure they have the flank going as soon as they could the moment they saw Grabber die. Works out in their favor. That's really good in many ways here, but still off the point, and that's obviously the good problem here. Ahead on the timer, having more control of it earlier. Wanna come back on it really quickly, send Bonkers behind for that end as well. And then one bomb in right on the medic, and once again, Bonus just all over that man.
Yeah, Jorge having a really hard time so far. It's a really big kill here. Yes, everyone else on the Polish side is probably gonna get taken out here. Or at least they're gonna have to be careful, but now no heals, there's 2 scouts. And we know what 2 scouts and a medic can do. It's kill players in the end. Deli tries to bomb in. Yep, Deli dies.
It was really good for them. Slightly behind, but high ahead on the Ubers here right now. That's really all that matters right now. League of Shadows can't find a quick counterplay against this here. Quick sacks, maybe just a good pressure play on point. Getting a lot of cap time early could do them some favors here. Let's see what it will be for the Blues. But so far, surprisingly, after last map, performance was worse than last map, even with the nice cap pipe a second ago. Here comes another attempt to go through as well, but once again, not ending too greatly for them on yet again. Just leave the match behind and all go in as they can here. Match should be out just fine. Stan tried to chase there, sees him walk away. Too far gone to even bother for that one here. You're not gonna reach that in time. Have to let that go here. It's still gonna be valuable time for TCM on this point right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good stuff out of them. 30 seconds left. It's barely any time at all. It's going to be enough for Jorge to get Uber, assuming that he even gets there. With Stan finding a sticky kill to Del, it just delays the action out of the League of Shadows even further. TCM was so far ahead here, and they could just wait. There's not that much damage with Deli being down for TCM to feel really aggressed onto in any sense of the word. And now, I mean, there's a little bit of soldier spam being traded. You can see it's so hard for them to stay on the point here. The health is quite low for TCM. They have to be a little bit careful, but now, there we go. The Uber comes out. Jorge has it as well. So far, it's not that much damage dealt by this Uber. Both scouts are being cleaned up here by the League of Shadows. And as the Uber fade, so does the rest of TCM. It's a player in bunker. And Wandum does absolutely nothing. So now, I mean, they got the point back, but look at the timer. They have to hold this 50 seconds. Yes, they have a 10% advantage.
That was just really nice overtime play by League of Shadows. Had the match so far back, and new people will have to come point down in some capacity if they want to win immediately here with the exchange, and just waited for it. Just used so incredibly late once again here. Really nice patience there on blue here, but 30 seconds left. One fight is all it takes for TCM to win this game right now, the map right now, on this round here, number 1, that is. Let's see what they can do with this one. You see down early, it's a great stuff, then grabs it on point, can't commit it to that one just yet. Troy the bomb, looks for some target here, goes to flank with the scout as well. Try to just get good damage early, but eat just as much as themselves here. Already here, finding bomb eventually, but both soldiers weak on the shack, and there's the bomb coming by Bonkers. Takedown to the Ubers out for blue. They have to go into this one as much as they can here.
Grabber does get taken down by Scar, and now Stan. It's 80 HP. He's going to pretty much have to do this on his own. He has one scout and BB to help him out. But BB gets shot up into the air. He's so weak. There's a soldier in. Misses one rocket. And there we go. The help comes out of the pulp. They just one kill into Scar. The point timer's running out. The kill into Rad. The kill into Stan. Iosti cleans up 4. And it's just a single soldier, but he's denied by absolutely everyone. Such a close round. It looked like a done deal for Poles. Unfortunately, just wasn't enough, and League of Shadows, they managed to crunch it out in the end. Very close stuff. This could be a long one.
That's the kind of situation where maybe focusing the bet down early might not have been the right play here. Fight took a while, having kills for that matters a lot, but just having no damage might just have mattered a little bit more here for League of Shadows. TCM just about falling apart, really close one here. Much better effort already for this world than last map. Certainly not a done deal just yet. They can still win this without dropping a point if they win the next few games in a row here on this map. But the outgoes fast from he lands on the medic. Great start from here right away. Finds one more there. Troy is still behind him somehow, uncontested for so long.
Yeah, this is so difficult for TCM now. They're gonna have to find a way, and it is not their scouts being picked off one by one. You see, BB is hiding in a corner, and now he runs into 4 players. And okay, well, he tried. As Jorge has 100%, and Grabber has 10, which means that it's a little bit of an advantage for the League of Shadows. Shout out to whoever just sent a ring over. It's a lot of money.
See what they can do with this one here. It's gonna just require like just a medic, right? They've been really good on that one so far, but obviously in this position, League of Shadows can afford to be a lot more careful about it. Bombs are coming through, looking for it in any capacity they can. Doesn't look like anyone gets hold. Scout stands in. Never mind, stand the one to find it in the end. I didn't even see where he was coming from. I saw a scout walk into the house there in the end while the Solis distract, but no, it's the Demo Man getting it in the end and just finds the kill.
That's such a big play out of Stan as well. BB gets caught out, which is, I mean, this is not the best opportunity to sort of take a trade for players. I mean, they get the kill onto Troy, and now there's a scout getting the bunker as well. We can see these kills are being exchanged, and honestly, this works a little bit in the favor of the League of Shadows. There's 100% on Grabber, but they have the proper player advantage here for them to be able to take care of here. On the side of TCM, it's going to be difficult for them to push forward. Sticky Trap barely misses on Stan here, and now they're just on the point. They have not capped this at all. They're just going to edge this, and it's so difficult for the League of Shadows to even contest this. Have to fall back. TCM in control of mid. They still have this Uber. It looks like they're not even wanting to aggress. They're just going to sit on the point, control it, let the timer run down on the League of Shadows now to try and figure out a way. Jorge 70% coming in.
Alright, here we go. Need to keep this point alive as much as they can. Bomb in early to find Troy with some cleanup there by the scout. Combined and the second scout on flank still too far in. Disney will not get out either. Just shot back so far away, no chance to leave. And this whole fight just completely taken apart by the flank. Bomb comes in as well. Gets really close to the back as well. No one doubles down on it too much here. Had to go so far in for that one. Don't let that happen just yet on blue, but by Daddy trying to stop them, he will just go down. Sky is a small little headshot there as well. Suddenly things just are getting worse and worse for them.
I mean, they finally get the kill and to stand there in the end, but the Ubers are traded off. It took them so long for either team to pop, but it looks like maybe the League of Shadows, they're coming out on top of this one. They managed to wrestle themselves position. I thought it was going to be all over for them after Delhi just got taken down, but they've managed to find the kill and to stand, and without that, so much wind out of the DCM sail. And now the League of Shadows, they have control of mid. Once again, they're looking to aggress here all the way forwards, and it's a lot of damage as soldiers in the air. Does not get air shot, a little bit fortunate. Only Troy and IOST taken down, and it's so much. They're almost spawn camping them here. League of Shadows showing a little bit of dominance.
Yeah, they are given a chance here to try to go for the big kill here, right? I mean, obviously every other kill but the medic doesn't really matter in that situation all too much. It's nice, it helps waste time easily, I guess, but if you really want Grabber there, and they had a decent chance at it, gets out in time just about. Get them scared at the very least. They need to second guess themselves coming forward here by any step right now on the Polish side, but have to be pretty much up and running now. Just gotta get this forward in some capacity. These fights have been going alright so far once they've gotten in. Seems to have a good start here as well. Just goes down. Demo Man incredibly weak, and BB presses W and everyone just falls right into his POV.
There's a scout behind as well, and this Uber does absolutely nothing. The scout comes in immediately as Jorge's Uber fades, and this should just be one dead Spaniard eventually, right? The Spaniard dies, yes. There we go, it's taken care of. Because now, just get control of mid. There's a soldier coming in, does not find anything. This scout, I think, control for TCM once again. You have to look at the clock though. It's only 30 seconds for the League of Shadows. Yes, they have an advantage in the Polish side, but they haven't really been willing to press the advantage. They don't go forwards when they have this supercharge. They just prefer to sit back, let the League of Shadows come to them. Last time, I mean, it worked, but just barely.
Yeah, it's once again a really close call for them here. It's a different dynamic this time. The last time it was the Poles just dictating the timer here, having to beat most of the game through here. This time round 2, League of Shadows is being able to put up the pressure on point right now, make them have to approach them a lot more right now, and they happily do so. They do a really good job of it. Flick on point, Troy going in, not working out too well here. Once again, these like mild approaches for League of Shadows not looking very good.
Soldiers in.
Another bomb on the medic. Gets so close. Deli takes one for the team here, but crucially so in this case. Obviously always bad to lose the Devil Man, but in this case you'll gladly take it if it means Jorge has a bodyguard.
Yeah, that kill almost found Jorge. Had he gone down, that would have pretty much been the round. Honestly, it would have been very difficult for TCM to come back, for TCM not to win the round. As now, I mean, Jorge's found the Uber charge, and it's even. It's popped down on both sides. It's a nice rocket there onto the Scout. Rad is just taken down. You see this post Uber is looking a little bit wonky. Both. There's a Scout down on either team, but Stan's pipes find Deli first. And that's such a big kill. That demo means so much to the side of the League of Shadows. Stan can just walk forward to pretty much uncontested. This Scout is running away from it. He can't take the 1v1.
And so far so good. He just kept point control really, really nicely. Just played people in like really nice positions. He lost like a Scout early, and after that, no one else in like any bad block at all this entire fight. I think Wandum was just the entire time around the corner, just unapproachable just for anyone not willing to walk into the rest of the team here. Big one's coming in already. They won't stand down. They're going to get him down. That's a huge kill to get early here. Wandum with the counter sag. Not nearly as successful. It's really bad to lose too early like that. Will only find Scar, but BB with good cleanup from there. Finds two. One more to Troy. Suddenly it's an even fight on point, but everyone's so weak on blue and they don't dare fight this any longer, but did not realize the timer is ticking down on them here. And that started so good for League of Shadows, but they just lost too much health too quickly at the end.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. They just kind of got shoved into the hut and they weren't able to go onto the point. If you don't stand on the point, you just lose the round. That's how the cough works.
That's crazy.
Yep. My analysis is, you can tell why I'm in Div 2.
You're not even a main, so don't flex that either.
Did you know I got kicked off the team? I'm technically Div 2. I'm not on the roster.
I'm Div 2. You know, who's Div 2? These guys already have the mid-fight started out here in this match, and they're looking pretty good. Forced the back so much, but Troy can't quite find it just yet. Still have Solly behind, but Poles have their eyes on that. Will not lose their medic. Really paying well attention to everything they need to here. Give them 3 points for now, but it's just player to the post, and they can just push back our points as much as they want to and keep this board rolling here. And blue team just has to respect it, but now have Scout left to protect the medic, but they can't protect themselves. Bonkers rockets really nicely there. Tries to dodge, has the Uber in time. Can use their incredibly late as well, but they gotta find Grabber too. Bonkers down is nice, but just can't stay here at all. They can't keep any bit of space they've just gotten.
I mean, they managed to get away with it in the end. It's a tiny little advantage for Jorge at the end of the day. That was so risky. He was in that corner. Had he not gotten moved at that second, it would have been dead meat. Yes, they managed to just run him out of main with a Scout. And so they have a slight advantage here. But it's minimal. They don't have position on point. The soldier aggression onto this high ground is big, but Troy just pays with his life. Scar dead as well, and now the aggression is just shut down completely on the Shadow side. They have no health at all. Flick is trying to get something done. It's gonna get taken care of as well, and they're so far behind. There's just a soldier who does a lot of work softening them up. Second soldier bomb comes in, but Wonkers doesn't get the kill onto the med. And now the Poles, they have to be a little bit careful. TC back onto the midpoint, as Jorge now has the advantage. They want to go in here.
Yeah, they saw Danny, they saw Stan hit the pipe on the entire combo, and they just wanted to kill some of it so badly. Maybe a bit too much, so Solly's only now slowly spawning. But the fight still hasn't really escalated yet. League of Shadows not willing to push the trigger on the Uber just yet, and probably for good reason. Tried to get a false out early, but none of it's really working out just yet. Everyone's denied over the point pretty quickly here, and it's just getting worse and worse as we speak. Just really nice focus fire on the pole, just one by one, getting these kills, and it just leaves the demo with the medic all alone here, and no chance to do anything with this. Focus given up, hit the kill by incredibly later as well, for what it's worth, but it's better now than never, right? Better than to delay this any more than they need to. There was no winning that fight for them.
That was an absolute disaster, DuMmTm. As they managed to get no one. The Uber was popped so late, it didn't even save anyone. He only popped the Uber because there was a Scout behind him that forced him out of Jorge. And so now, I mean, the Poles, they're just set up on point. They have a medic in the bunker, soldier with him. And it's going to be really difficult for the League of Shadows. They have to find some sort of pressure. They're going in already. The soldier behind now. They're going to have to start doing work quickly. A minute and ticking. Oh, going lower and lower. It's a kill onto Scar already for TCM. It's a lot of damage though onto Medic in the bunker. He's all the way down to 30 HP, but it's just so much damage. IOST not able to do anything. As Flick as well, and now Jorge's the one in trouble. He's 9 HP, gets the pack back down to 8 HP, and Sola finds him, gets the cleanup kill. He's with Stan, and it looks like they're just going to be able to get out scot-free. Grab 100% advantage here, Dum. so huge for them. Only 30 seconds. League of Shadows, they're gonna have to pull out something big now.
Yeah, the teamfights just happened like just a step behind most of the map, right? We just kind of desperately tried to get people in early for like some sort of play in the medic, but it always just made them lose players incredibly quickly for no reason. It's really strange to see after last map.
It's difficult indeed. I mean, you can see now they're trying to regress. The scouts on the high ground. So far, so good. But there we go. There's a bomb onto Jorge. And it's so much damage. The second soldier's just there to follow up. And the cleanup comes in with the Uber. Both the scouts fall in the meantime. And it's just Deli. Now, 2 soldiers. Yes, they're on the point. But there's so many players from every single angle. There's a nice... What was that?
What it is at the end of the day here. No matter how it happens, it's gonna be really good for them here. Matt down is really nice, but there's such a bad spot right now. As nice as it was, it doesn't matter. No one's on point. They can rest on the laurels for the frag movie, but this round escapes them here. And with that, at least a singular point this map.
Yes, they have managed to secure points, but I mean, that was such a big shot out of Troy. He got 2 kills with single rockets. Both of them were air shots as well, kind of splashed the scout off of the medic air shot. Really good stuff. Unfortunately, not able to convert the round, and now they're on a back foot. They cannot get all 6 points anymore. When you're in a position like the League of Shadows are in the lead, that singular point could be such a big difference in potential tiebreakers. Just avoid them straight up. Now, they have to get back into this. They want to leave it at a single point lost. There we go. It's a single kill into Wandum already, but it's just Ayusti going down pretty much immediately as it's kill traded. Both players are so weak. Scar taken care of as well. You can see the high ground supremacy out of TCM is so huge for them. As yes, the scouts are weak, but it's good enough, and they take control of the point.
Yeah, really consequently, the hunt down the last few kills there will get this over the edge for the cap on this round here. Crucial round, like we said. Sure, 1 point lost, but Shadows can still bring this back here. They just gotta get this like ball rolling pretty quickly here. We are supposed to be able to do that here, but as much as it's not a bad exchange here, a lot of that kind of grabber makes it a lot more even in the exchange in the end. Can't really get much space just yet. Will have to happen for as well, but Stan every bit of space on point. Trap in the pipe, takes down 2 already. How are the other 4 gonna do anything without like so much damage for them on the field? They're just leaving immediately here. And that's just the end of this fight already, and that's going to be at least the first minute going to the poles immediately.
Yeah, it's such a big mid for Stan. Those 2 kills just seal the deal towards the end. He must have such a big log at the end of this. His damage that's probably huge. You can see now as well, he completely locks down Cliff pretty much on his own. And now the follow-up bomb by Wandum gets the kill onto Jorge. Looks like he's just not able to find anywhere that's perfectly safe for him. He can't stay alive for that long. The soldier aggression coming in now. You see Scar and Troy was so huge, so instrumental in the Snake Water victory. They're just not able to find anything. They aren't able to get the ball rolling. Grabber playing in this hut is just so safe. They just can't get to him.
They look so desperate about it too, just sending people in like that, but none of it working just yet. Matt out in time just now. It was obviously a deliberate bomb like that, but just not getting any close at all with everyone going in like that, and getting worse and worse now as time goes on here. 1.5 minutes left and nothing on the board just yet. Still no Uber in hand as well, but they have to start approaching here. Time's escaping them. And with that, the map very quickly as well right now. Pulse is looking in full control of the situation at this point.
It's so hard for the League of Shadows. It just seems like they don't have an answer to this hold. And when they do, it's such a close fight every single time. The trades barely work out in the favor, if they even do. A kill onto Stan is a good start.
We'll make the use burst as well here, which is straight. The medic doesn't quite have yet.
Catch the Uber out. It's so close, but they managed to find the kill onto Wandum and Bonkers in the meantime. So now suddenly that opening kill onto Stan just seemed to be the key. Jorge almost got taken down, but it's just enough, just in time for the League of Shadows. They're going forwards. They have to be aggressive. They want to be aggressive here. Take the time off the board. They can still take this in the end, but they have to run down the clock pretty much all the way. It's only 45 seconds left for the Polish side. A kill into Rad is a good start here. On the forward hold, it's a nice air shot onto Bonkers. Doesn't get hit by the second one, but now the demo Stan is caught out a little bit. Takes a lot of damage here. Might get run down by the scout, but no. He just runs around the corner. Now suddenly Troy, Ayusti both down. Kill onto BB, but it should honestly be enough here. The spawn timers work out in the Poles' favor. TCM, they can get back into this middle. Yes, Jorge has an advantage. He's 2 players down. He does not want to take a fight right now.
He's forced into one already. The bomb is coming in. Double bomb in. One already. One very late. Finds the force. This second bomb right in there as the medic lands. No chance to serve the second bomb there at all. Will find exactly what they were looking for. Waste a bit of time here with the forward hold as well, but muscle past that. Got exactly what they want. Uber in hand now. Coming up to point. They only need 47 more seconds. Blue team still almost 2 full minutes away from even getting close to winning a round along this game again. So it's going to be a tough one here, and these was happening really good for the red team right now. It's going to be just all forfeit living this one.
It's so hard for them at this point, right? You have to look at Stan. He's doing so much damage the whole map. You have to shut him down. The Uber comes out now, and Stan is going to bomb forwards. The target is one man, and it is Jorge. They find Troy in the meantime as well. And the bomb coming out of the pole is so good. They crush two. With Scar and Jorge both going down. Stan is taken down, but it's just no other players. And now, I mean, the League of Shadows, they just have to wait here for the players. And they have pretty much one good fight left in them. 35 seconds. They have to go right now.
And it's not going to be that good a fight if they're not quick, right? They have to go non Uber, and even then the Poles can afford to give up the point and get this Uber up and running as soon as they can here. And looks like that's exactly what they're doing here. They're not getting any risk involved in this at all. Do you want to get a kill on the medic anyways? You'd be trying as hard as you can while the rest of the team distracts. Not going to be working out there, but the moment the spawns are up, they're up and ready to go for another Uber fight as well. It just has to result in some quick position, and that's really all they need right now. Really tough spot to be in right now, but the Poles are playing it very loose on timer here as well. It's gotta run the blue timer down quite a bit as well. So if they don't hit this one pretty much first try, maybe League of Shadows can just bring this back off of a one single mistake.
Yeah, it comes down to this very crucial fight here. Both teams have Uber. It's just a matter of who takes the better Uber and who takes the better post fight. So far, it's a lot of damage onto the red soldier here. Uber's forced out of both teams. As there we go, it's a kill onto bunkers already. Doesn't decide too much. Stan getting taken down in the meantime, however, is absolutely huge. And it looks like League of Shadows, they come out on top. It's only a scout and a soldier left, and the soldier's somewhere behind. Rad is hiding. I wonder how much he'll be able to do. Wandum gets a kill onto Flick, which is pretty nice. And the Polish reaggression has to come out. It's a crits on Grabber as well. They're looking to end this fight, and they're looking to do it fairly quickly. The timer's not that long here on the League of Shadows. They have to hold this back right now.
Yeah, they can't keep up this point, and that's a tough spot to be in right now, because if they do, you're just like going for the end of the game, right? You will not respawn again on blue pretty much at all, and this is the longest overtime of all time, at which point the crits might just land as well. But they want to have the super up and running, they want to play this just a bit careful here. Can't afford to give up the point here for now, but these fights are great. Stan in a row, Daddy weak, cleaned up by Wandum there as well. Hits one more on the Solly on point, everyone's so weak, they have to go in. 97 to 99 gets it in time, they block this point with Fever. Crits comes out, it can't do much, but it's only the scout on point.
They kept the point.
It doesn't matter yet. This won't actually get better for Blue with this as well. They have a chance here, but they need to stay alive right now. They need these people. They need everyone alive for the last ditch effort here.
Okay. Oh, it's so hard. You see Deli just bombs in. He finds it onto bunkers, but it's only a singular kill. There's 3 more up. Look at the time. It's just 2 seconds left. The scout has to go forward. They get on the cap in time. Wandum's dead, but they just don't touch it. And it looks like in the end, Poland barely squeaks by once again, with a 3-1 in the end on Clear Cut. That was a much closer game towards the end, and it's gonna end up with a 3-3. That Snakewater looked so dominant. It looked like the League of Shadows just had it in the bag, but there we go. TCM towards the end, they bring it back, and I think the guys are on one, man. I mean, Stan played magnificently.
I know Stan's not getting paid for this, but he needs to get paid more for this.
Yeah, he's like, honestly.
This you did so much this last map. It's actually ridiculous. Also, I mean, huge shout outs to Wandum and Bonkers, who had like such a huge step up between the two maps as well. Like, we can't underrate that at all here. They had like comparatively just such a hard time in the first map to get anything going. So did all of them forward as well. But the solid comparison was very apparent here, and just such better play out of them. Wandum was just all over the medic the entire game. Bonkers hit some really nice stuff the entire time as well, and just this is the kind of game I expect them to be able to play. I'm glad to see they can still do it, of course, and don't just go out without a fight here. Snakewater was probably, even for them, very disappointing. But they'll be happy to report 3 points back to the Polish squad here and get themselves a little bit higher up the tables again.
Look at the log out of BB as well. He went kind of crazy. I feel like a little bit under the radar. We're so focused on projectile classes. But he just casually goes like, what is that, like 2 for 1? Basically.
4.1 KAD, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Didn't die much either. He died as much as Rocket did. That's That's
top
about
damage
what
as well.
role he played, right? That's how you fly under the radar, right? You're not necessarily always involved in like the crazy fights. You always just with your medic, play your role, but you do it really well, and then that's just what happens, right? Same with Paparazzi, obviously a little bit further back even in that regard. But just both scouts, he really, I mean, stand less kills, but still just cleans up what he has to do, and just dude, they just understood this map really well. I'm really surprised by that,
Yep.
but it goes to show, right? The effort they put in, as little as it might have been, or it paid off greatly. Quality over quantity, I think, is the the takeaway here out of the season so far.
Agreed. I mean, this is looking pretty good. I mean, we are going to be seeing more ClickHut tomorrow, I think.
Yes, there should be more Prem games coming up of how few there might be. Actually, never mind. Is that game happening? That's Happy Meat.
Yeah, maybe we don't watch tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow is not happening, actually.
Yeah, okay. So Sunday, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll figure it out eventually. You know how Prem scheduling is these days. We just don't know. But there's definitely
actually, wait, hold on, I'm confused. When are they playing on the other game? Why is no one telling me? I hate this, dude. This is a nightmare.
If any Prem teams are listening, please tell them when you're playing.
So the problem is that one game is not scheduled in TF2L yet, so I clicked on tomorrow's matches and it's not there yet. But they told me it's probably Thursday the other day, and then no one responded to me. However, Ron's followed me on Twitter, so if he does that without telling me when the game is, he is my enemy.
Do you think Rons will follow me on Twitter as well?
No. He could do it with the Twitter, that is on screen, but...
Yeah, he could.
Why would he do it?
It's not on screen.
Even better. Why it is on stream? Because I just use my username.
Yep, imagine that. That would be unfortunate for me.
The game tomorrow would be France against previously known as Tio. To ease confusion there.
Yep.
Changed the name because they changed one player. And it's very funny.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Really, really good game here out of these two teams. I'm obviously sad that there's less teams in Prem now, but if the games we're getting are anything like this, then I'm all for it. Polls make the season very interesting for them here, for themselves here, and certainly also for League of Shadows to get these last points for playoffs as well. Have to just scramble by anything they can grab right now, as much as they can. They still have some good games left, I believe. I don't think they played like Aura yet, I believe, so that should also be an interesting one. We'll see how that goes. Tomorrow, more games to come, and we'll see you guys then.
Bye.